welcome my patrons on Patreon, my humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, gods, goddesses, my Facebook friends on the Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, private Facebook group, as well as my followers, friends, subscribers on YouTube and elsewhere, wherever you may find this. Welcome to a little bit of New Moon Magic, a Heart's Desire spell I've got ready for you today. Leo New Moon, July 2022. It is the 28th. It is the Thursday. Finished up those 5-card draw New Moon to Full Moon reads. So if you want a little clue, tip, and hint about what to cast for, go check them out. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. But me being the Leo rising that I am, and it has been a very dramatic week going through that dark moon in Cancer to get here at the time of this recording. I'm very honored and ready, it would seem, to put some magic out into the world. So if you are new to the channel, there's a playlist of these that I do. I do the full moons, if you're new to the YouTube channel, right? I do the new moons, the full moons, and the Sabbats. Luchnasad's like a couple of days away. I think it's Monday. So I've got to start focusing on that, one would think. In case you are new to this, I start off with an outline that is available on a Google Doc to my patrons and my Facebook friends in the Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short Facebook group. I like to go through the outline so that there are no surprises. Virgo that I am, but I am Mars conjunct Leo rising, so I'm feeling this one. So I'm going to read through just basically the bullet points that we got here, what we're going to talk about, what we're going to do, and then we're just going to dive in and do it because I am ready for this. I'm so very ready for this. So welcome. Check. We're going to do an opening prayer and our statement of purpose. We're going to talk a little bit here, or I'm going to talk a little bit here, about what our heart's desires and the desires of the heart. There is a Malpod, my podcast, available, a recording of a class I did from the Power of True Love series called Heart's Desires. It's a 2-hour, probably just about, give or take, a minute or 5 or 6. So if you want to go for the deeper dive, certainly you can go check that out. That's on YouTube, as well as my patrons have access to that already. We're going to look at the desires, the heart's desires of the human, the hero, the immortal, and the god goddess, which is part of what I teach. We'll talk about that when we get there. It's my version of spiritual awakening and evolution and all of that. We're going to talk a little bit about the new moon in Leo itself, fixed fire, 5th house, what that's all about. We're even going to talk a little bit briefly about fire magic in general, because why not? And the different applications magically there if you want to play with it. The tools that I'm going to be using, which we'll talk about the tools in the fire magic part, but the tools that I'm going to be using are on here as well. And then the actual working itself. I'm going to devote the altar. I do every time. Cleanse and consecrate the candle that I'm going to be using for the carrier of my magic, but you can use anything. We'll talk about that before we get there. Anoint and empower the citrine sphere for another magical carrier. I'm using a candle and a crystal with a whole bunch of oils on there. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And then enchant the spell, right? Just chant the spell. Do it, right? Then we'll do a little cool down, a little prayer meditation thing, and then we're out of here. And just to say that the spell is there. It's pretty well written, I think. It took me about an hour to bring through. That's usual. But there's also a mantra here as well. So we'll cover all that as we get to it. Again, if you have the Google Doc access, it's an unlisted link. Then you've probably seen all of that already, and if not, go check it out. So let's do a little opening prayer and statement of purpose. I'm in a really good mood. I really do love Leo energy in general. So Sun conjunct Moon in Leo. Let's plant some seeds of heart's desire, so to speak. So take a moment, all right? Take a moment. I'm going to put in some music, and, I'm going to put on a picture so that you can really just close your eyes, right? Take a moment. Take a moment. And tune into your own body. Just basic self-care. Scan your body, head to toe, for any place that feels tight, tense, or holding on, and do whatever you need to do just for a minute to get physically comfortable. Of course, depending on when you are watching this, if it's late at night and the candle's lit, just make sure that everything is safe and secure. And if you nod off, nothing will combust that shouldn't. And relax. Right? Just scan. Like, I know I've been holding some stuff in my lower back, so that's where my attention goes to. Just giving that a little stretch, a little neck roll, a little shoulder shrug. So that the physical body can just be at rest. And so that we can now focus on the breath. Whatever breathing pattern or depth of breath you choose, you do you. This is your creative process. I just did some breath work, some Wim Hof breath before this. So it's really just to fix our attention in the present moment, focusing on the breath. A focus, right? And how vital air is to the element of fire, fixed fire of Leo. So really tuning ourselves to the now. And allowing the mind to relax in that. That as thoughts come in, just inhale and exhale. Not trying to stop the mind from thinking, but definitely giving it some room to expand. Some rest in between the thoughts. Allowing us to really find a still center within ourselves, a relaxing point, a still point. And it's from this place I offer this prayer, as I call to our collective pantheons of the divine. Our collective guides, masters, teachers, gods, goddesses, saints, angels, totems, healers, ancestors, and higher selves, all the way back to the nameless Tao, the grand unities, the supreme being, the mother of all, the pregnant void. Please surround each and every one of us, whenever, wherever we are, experiencing this piece of magic for the new moon in Leo, or whenever. Please surround each and every one of us in a force field of light, containing and protecting our energy field, that all that we do, the time spent here together in this time, that all information and energy exchanges clearly, cleanly, and for the well-being of all, and all overtones of all dimensions, so that we may do what we are here to do, work with the element of fire to manifest our heart's desires, which are much deeper and more quantum than we can currently see, except maybe in theory. And on a personal note, as ever, please use me. Make me the channel of guidance, grace, love, wisdom, and power, art, and creativity that you sent me here to be in this life. Knowing that every time I do it, I get a little bit better. So make this the best thing I've ever done, but obviously not the best thing that I will ever do. That I may fulfill my contract, my role in the ineffable, perfect, divinely designed plan for our well-being and for the well-being of all. Thank you. So would it be. And so it is. And I've got a Taurus cat, I can't say hovering, he's not off the ground, but around my ankles. You want to come up, Melks? Come sit with Mama while she works. Yes. Work. I got a little kitty fan and a little kitty. All right. So work in the Leo vibe big time here. So the Virgo is chiming in to say, oh yeah, opening prayer and statement of purpose, check. The statement of purpose is to cast a spell to manifest our heart's desires. We're going to talk about that, as well as a little bit about fire. Magic. So let's do just that. What are your heart's desires? And if you go bing right up here into the third eye, it's okay. but swallow it, right? Come down in here. What are your heart's desires? And understand that these 4 levels, these 4 stages of spiritual evolution that, I mean, I based my Patreon subscribers on it in the beginning and have built on human, hero, immortal, and, well, God, goddess, but we could take it out of gender and say deity, but just think of God as like, you know, the human race, the hero race, the immortal race, and the God race. It's just another way of looking at it that's not wholly accurate. It's all really one thing, but there are podcasts, Malpods for that as well, if you want to go deeper. But here's what I've experienced. Our heart's desires, or maybe I should just keep it in the I or the my heart's desires, I've been shown are part of a much larger plan and that I didn't choose them. They were written in, right? Again, there's a whole Malpod on that goes into it. I don't know that I would have chosen these heart's desires now that I'm in the game, right? At 53 years old. Yes, I know I don't look at the... Shit. Yes, I know I don't look at things. Leo rising, Mars conjunct witchcraft, location, right? Because there could have been easier ways. But, you know, it's the evolution of the soul. So again, the human has its heart's desires and it wants what it wants. That's pretty much it. And once it gets what it wants the next thing. The hero might very well want very much a quest, right? The human ego, the heroic personality, you know, your persona, the role that you play in this world, consciously, deliberately, hero or villain, those are the choices. It's a spectrum. I would say lead to gold, so to speak, sliding scale. So the personality, you know, what is its heart's desires? Well, that's highly individual, right? Like as many different personalities as there are, right? The heart's desire to know the truth, right? That's powerful. The heart's desire of true love. We have many of them. And of course, the soul has its heart's desires of evolving and growing and experiencing linear time because it's immortal. The soul, it's who we are, but its perception is fifth dimensional, right? It really is unity consciousness based, so it sees all of this, not just this lifetime, but all lifetimes as an opportunity, an experience. Because it's hard to eat the chocolate when you're one with the chocolate, if you get what I'm saying. And of course, the higher self, the God goddess higher self, sees all of this as a grand illusion and a video game, essentially. So, you know, what are their desires? To just experience all of it, the shadow, the light, the lead, the gold, the toxic, the healthy, all of it, lifetime after lifetime, storing all of that wonderful experience in the immortal soul. So take that for what it's worth. You get to choose. You get to choose, particularly in this spell, which heart's desires you want to manifest. But I do recommend go back to the Cancer new moon, for example, the home for the Home for Hope spell and the Torch of Trust that we did at the Capricorn full moon. Really, I'm seeing how they click together, and I don't plan them that way. There is a progression here. Plus, we got lots of cool tools as a result, cool magical tools here. So that being said, heart's desires, just understanding them, embracing them is a whole other story, right? To put them into in creative action here. And let's talk about the new moon in Leo, fixed fire. The sun does not chase planets around. It stays still. It is fixed fire, and everything else revolves around it, its own energy field, right? In that infinite generosity of the planet of the sun, as it would. It's fifth house energy, ruled by the sun itself, creativity, good fortune, pleasure. It is very much an artistic sign in that sense. Like you think of how an artist focuses on their art or their creativity or whatever, and there's a whole archetypal family of creative, the creative family of archetypes, right? There's the athlete and the pioneer and the engineer, right? So all these different forms that can take, plus creating your reality. Remember, it's co-creating your reality. And if you haven't heard, let me clue you in. Free will does not mean that we get to choose the curriculum. It just means that we get to choose what we want to learn or take, if you like, which courses we want to take at any given time. In other words, in the video game, we get to choose from the options in front of us. That's our free will. We do not get to choose the options. I wish that were true. But that's the higher selves gig, right? One would think. So, you know, this can be a really, really fun thing. Usually your heart's desires are of that, oh my God, a perfect example. One of my heart's desires is a perfect home, and a perfect place, perfect price for the perfect space. And I don't mean perfect, well, there's the human's version of perfect, hero, immortal God. I am shooting for that higher self, perhaps even the soul of the immortal, perfect for the development of my soul, fulfill my contract. So that's what perfect means to me. Perfect home, perfect place, perfect price, perfect space. And honestly, between all the websites and then going and seeing what's actually there, there's such a disparity between the pictures and the reality that it can be really disheartening. It can be a lot of heartbreak. So of course the sign of Leo rules the heart, right? Courage, more the French word for the heart, right? So you know, it's something that it's a tricky creative process, right? You want to find the right place, but to surrender that, we're still in the throat chakra of summer solstice, Letha, surrender your will to the divine. Like I said, Luchnesad, Lamas is a couple of days away. So surrender your will to the divine, willpower to bring into your manifestation, your heart's desires, that, and here's the big part, because they are written in, they are part of the larger plan. If you want a good omens, the great ineffable plan. Well, the universe always has a plan, no matter how anything appears to be. And sometimes we get to see bits and snatches of it here and there, but often in hindsight, right? Inspiration and intuition, all woven into that in an infinite variety of quantum timelines and string theories and all of that stuff that really is all just a video game, right? You step out of it, it's quite not the same. You know, you take a break, you come back. Yeah, very that. Yeah, a lot of fun. Fire magic, obviously candles you can use. That's like my go-to usually. We are going to be using one. Tea lights, because I can get a box of 250 of them for a really good price on Amazon. Herbs, incense, and woods, obviously all three of those burn, so those are good. They're kind of technically element of earth, but I use Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. I have my copy of it right there. So that's what my book that I use to kind of pick my symbolic and magical correspondences for that, but you do you. Same thing with oils. We got 4 of them on the table. I had a lot to choose from. And certainly stones. Right now, citrine is usually considered a solar stone, but clear quartz does everything. And of course, in the 5-card draw, what do I need reads that I just finished like, a day or two ago? Go watch them. See what the stone is. If you have it, work it. And certainly the spell fragments from the magical spell cards could be helpful. Okay, so the tools I am using is the candle. Actually, I have 2 candles, one of which is going to be the magical part of it, the impetus for the spell, the ignition of the spell. Plus, I've got one for the element of fire on the south part of my dining room table, but also apparently my studio altar tabletop thingy. What else do we got here? Oh, and I'm going to be anointing that with a lovely little blend of fire oils in the back of, oh, come on. If we're gonna plug the man, Goddess rest his soul, Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. I mean, it is crunchy, my copy, right? It's got Post-its in it from the 90s, if not even a little bit earlier than that. So in the back, the appendices, which is the appropriate plural, I believe, breaks it down by planet, by gender, breaks it down by element, as well as by magical power or intention, if you like. So the 4 oils that I'm going to be using, and I have them here, a bottle of Angelica, Archangelica oil, and it is heavenly for prophecy, among other things. Cedarwood oil for courage. I thought that was appropriate. Good old-fashioned heliotrope. I love me some heliotrope. I use it a lot for solar magic. But that's definitely talking about healing as well as prophecy. I mean, there's sun oil. It's very Apollo. Oh, you can't see the Apollo statue. Oh, but I flashed up a picture, so you did see the Apollo statue. Hi. You're so hot. And rosemary, which is a magical everything. It does just about everything. But I thought healing in particular, so that, you know, my intentions are both healthy and healing, right? Moving forward. And the crystal, as I said, I'm going to use is my citrine sphere that I have had since 1990. 5 Pillars of Light. When did Pillars of Light close? That's when, in Huntington, New York, on Elm Street. Lightmare on Elm Street. God, I can't wait to write that book. So then, like I said, the working, we're going to do the working. Going to devote the altar, cleanse and consecrate the candle, and you see, that's the thing, citrine and selenite. There's a lot of citrine and selenite. Well, one piece of citrine, a whole lot of selenite, and a rose quartz slab on the table here. The citrine and selenite don't need purification, so I don't need to purify that. But then I will anoint and empower both the stone as well as the candle, and then we will chant the heart's desire spell. Now, a couple of, I wouldn't call them disclaimers, but I would say bullet points to remember. You can do this whenever. You don't have to wait until the new moon in Leo to do this. You don't even have to wait until the sun, moon, or any planet is in a fire sign, though chances are, one of them is, the moon will be eventually, right? Give it a week or so. It'll come back around into a fire sign. Thank you, Melchior, for your input. Are you singing to your people out there? Are you speaking to the Lyrians and the other felines? You want to come sit with me? Children, what are you going to do? What was I talking about before I was so felinely interrupted? Let me just read the spell. Yeah. The preface. You can do this magic anytime you want, right? They're your heart's desires. They transcend time and space, but then again, the soul, the immortal soul, and the god, goddess, higher self. Probably a good place to take that from. So, here are the words. Creature of flame, power of fire, manifest my heart's desire. Which makes sense. Creature of flame, power of fire, manifest my heart's desire. Creature of fire, power of flame, keep me true to play the game. Right? It's if you're gonna do solar stuff. Apollo really doesn't like cheaters. Just gonna say, right? Everything gets thrown out into the sunlight. No. He got away with all sorts of stuff, but you know, he's a god of integrity, of a lot of things, and healing, and will cast illusions out into the light, for surezies. So keep me true to play the game of being a divine being as an immortal soul on a hero's journey in human form. That game, humanity, planet Earth, particularly in this timeline. So courage of will to see this through, right? Courage of will to see this through, to bless and guide all that I do. So important. By north, by east, by south, by west, my heart's desire now manifests. I do suggest doing these one at a time, by the way. That's why I kept that singular, as well as it also fit the meter. For the well-being of all with harm to none, as I will it, so let it be done, so mote it be. And then the mantra that, you know, to carry you along with the Kahn healing mantras from the 5-card draws. I cannot lose that which is mine according to divine design. Now, stick a pin in that for a second. Divine design has been used in really toxic ways from what I understand tangentially. I'm not directly involved. You hear these things on the interwebs and on the TV. The divine design has been used in some really toxic ways. Now, I'm going back to the Science of Mind movement. I'm talking Florence Scovel Shen. I'm talking Catherine Ponder, Louise Hay, right? By divine design. It's a bit of a higher altitude than weird political weirdness. I'll just leave that there. So I cannot lose that which is mine according to divine design, because we didn't design it on this level. Our higher selves did, essentially. Why are you putting me through this? Because you're an immortal being. You've just forgotten that, right? So that's the dealio. So, you ready? let's do this. Altar devotion. Yeah, this part I do on camera because it's fun and it's educational. We're just quick for the altar. We've got for the element of air, my usual abalone shell with some white sage on it. I know white sage has become problematic, and I understand why, cultural misappropriation, but I've been using white sage for decades. My nervous system is wired to white sage, but I season it a little bit. So that's my element of air, right? Jupiter, sage. Of course, we've got a candle here and a pink sea salt, pink Himalayan salt holder there to kind of keep that vibe, the element of fire. For element of water, we have the Cancerian full moon. Was that a full moon? Yeah, I think it was the Cancer full moon holy water that we made. And for element of earth, I have ground up 2 fire resins. Arabic gum, that's what it's called. It might have another name, but that's what it said on the bag that I bought it in. And benzoin, and it smells really good. So we're going to cleanse and consecrate that, and I'm going to end up putting some of that and some of that. And of course we have the holy Bic of Apollo. That's B-I-C. Let's keep it clean-ish. And I'm digging this, so please take a nice deep breath. Still point. I have done thousands of altar devotions in this life, and I'm up for this one. Breathe. Sure we have good smokiness, but yeah, it's smoky. Here we go. O creature of air, I do cleanse and consecrate thee in the names of the mighty ones of the east, casting out all negativity from you in this world and in all worlds. Blessings be upon you now. So let it be. I think we're good. Let's take this and this. Got my anointing oil right there. And just that's good. Okay. Angelica, cedar, heliotrope, and raspberry. O creature of fire, I do cleanse and consecrate thee in the names of the mighty ones of the south, casting out all negativity from you in this world and in all worlds. Oh, blessings be upon you now. So let it be. O creature of water, I do cleanse and consecrate thee in the names of the mighty ones of the west, casting out all negativity from you in this world and in all worlds. Blessings be upon you now. So let it be. And so it is. O creature of earth, I do cleanse and consecrate thee in the names of the mighty ones of the north, casting out all negativity from you in this world and in all worlds. Blessings be upon you now. So let it be. I always get that again, that tingle in the palm when I do that. Cleanse, consecrate, and now combine. Water and earth, air and fire combine to transform and inspire. Align us with divine desire. Our highest work we now require. Our heart's desires we now require. Elements guide so that we may be on our paths and on them stay. We ask thee now, show us the way of what the divine desires this day, O Lady high, O consort bright, illumine this magic with your light. So mote it be, and so it is. Melchior sings out to his people in the distance. Oh, just take that in. Oh, this stuff is heavenly. Oh, it's got a little bite to it. I kind of like it. I like it. All right. Cleanse and consecrate the candle. This is pretty easy. Here we go. I cleanse and consecrate this candle by the power of air, removing all negativity from it in every time and space. I cleanse and consecrate this candle by the power of fire, removing all negativity from it in every time and space. I cleanse and consecrate this candle. We'll do it on the bottom by the power of water in every time and place. And I cleanse and consecrate this candle by the power of earth, removing all negativity from it in every time and space. We're not done. Gonna do it anyway. I cleanse and consecrate the citrine sphere by the power of air, removing all negativity from it in every time and place, because why not? Blessings are blessings. And I cleanse and consecrate this citrine sphere by the power of fire, removing all negativity from it in every time and place. I cleanse and consecrate the citrine sphere by the power of water, removing all negativity from it in every time and space. And I cleanse and consecrate the citrine by the power of earth, removing all negativity from you in every time and place. Here we go. It's Dragon Ball Z time. Let's go, Goku. Making a sphere of spirit, of energy, of prana, of chi, of life force, of well-being, of magic. Triangle of fire. I do cleanse and consecrate this candle and crystal. Power of spirit, removing all negativity from it in every time and place. And I empower this candle and crystal that they be vehicles and vessels of my magic, of my will, of divine will as one, that by north, by east, by south, by west, our heart's desires manifest. So and so it is. Hey, it's a Leo Moon, folks. It's a Leo Moon on a Thursday, too. Massive money opportunity. Every Thursday is, but you know, you gotta see where the planets are, I suppose. So. Little nuggets of benzoin and whatnot clunking around the table. So this is it now. This is anoint and empower, done and done. I'm gonna put a little bit of that oil on there too, because it's just too yummy not to. See, a little Bach flower remedy dropper. It gives you precision with anointing. Little pointy, anointy. Oh, that's good. All right. Yeah, the aromatherapeutic triggers something that I do that I like. So here's what we're going to do. And I'll be putting up a picture and music for this too, so that you guys can close your eyes if you want to do it and not have to worry about missing any pyrotechnics. We're going to chant the spell 3 times. First time is just to feel it in your mouth, right? To say the words if you have not yet already, or maybe you're watching this for the first time and don't have access to the words beforehand. I read it to you before. I will do it again a second time, right? So first time through, just say it. Second time, start to put your heart into it, right? Start to feel it a little bit. You don't have to Star Spangled Banner. You don't have to sing at the top of your lungs. Just starting to feel it. And third time is the charm. You let us have it. You let the world have it. Just remember, your heart's desires are important. They're part of a larger jigsaw puzzle, and you can't fuck it up. Believe me, you can't. Believe me, what you have to go through to make them happen, though, is definitely a hero's journey. So, then we'll close with our thing. Okay. Get thee ready, my beloveds. My brethren and sistren of the one. Get yourself comfortable. Grab your rock, your stone. In fact, I am going to hold you right here like this. And here we go. Oh, I'm going to say it first, and then I'm going to hear you repeat it in my mind, so it gives you time to say it, and then I'll move on to the next line. Oh, and we're going to save the for the well-being of all and with harm to none for the end. Third time, the charm. Breathe. Here we go. Creature of flame, creature of fire, manifest my heart's desire. Creature of fire, power of flame, keep me true to play the game. Courage of will to see this through. To bless and guide all that I do. By north, by east, by south, by west. My heart's desire now manifest. Breathe. Ready for round 2. Put your heart into it. Creature of flame, creature of fire, manifest my heart's desire. Creature of fire, power of flame, keep me true to play the game. Courage of will to see this through. To bless and guide all that I do. By north, by east, by south, by west. My heart's desire now manifest. Breathe. Third time's the charm. We're going to put the tagline at the end. Here we go. Creature of flame, creature of fire, manifest my heart's desire. Creature of fire, power of flame, keep me true to play the game. Courage of will to see this through. To bless and guide all that I do. By north, by east, by south, by west. My heart's desire now manifest. For the well-being of all and with harm to none. As I will it, so let it be done. So mote it be. 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 I cannot lose that which is mine according to divine design. I cannot lose that which is mine according to divine design. I cannot lose that which is mine according to divine design. And so it is. Take a minute. Just focusing on my heart's desire, the perfect home, the perfect place, the perfect price, for the perfect space. The perfect love in a perfect way. The perfect partner for work and play. Perfect health in a perfect way. Radiant health by night and day. So many ways. So many means. So many desires of the heart. So, got a heart's desire spell and a heart's desire oil. So I think we have done what we came here to do, but you know, can't just leave you and help you find your way home. We've got to ground this, babies. My humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, gods, goddesses, friends on Facebook, subscribers on YouTube and elsewhere. Shall we? Oh, let's. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. For I am truly grateful and truly thankful to our collective pantheons of the divine for encircling us in a force field of light containing our energy fields whenever, whoever throughout time and space watches this video. And may it be a blessing upon all who see it and a blessing upon all those who see it. And thank you so much for the guidance, grace, love, wisdom, and power, the information, inspiration, insight, flowing with ease and grace for the well-being of all and all overtones of all dimensions. And as ever, thank you so much for using me, for sending me in to do this. Get better every time, apparently. This was a lot of fun. I don't know how long this one was, but I don't care either. Because the creativity, the art, the opportunity to serve, to shine my light at full capacity through me, for me, on my behalf. Thank you. And may all of life be blessed with its heart's desires manifest, and, you know, our true hearts, our divine hearts, our immortal hearts, our heroes' hearts, and may the human heart be integrated as we go. Ultimately, for one purpose only, the full and permanent manifestation of Paradise Planet Earth. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So motivate. And so it is. Work it out. Hey, did you have fun? Well, if you're on YouTube, like it. Come on, like it, comment, all that jazz. And go check out the podcast. Like I said, Malpod, I forgot which number it is, but it's Heart's Desires. Easy enough to put into a Google search, or if you're on Patreon, just ask me. I'll send you a link. Certainly, if you are watching this on Facebook, if you are watching this on YouTube, and you want a little bit deeper journey, or maybe a lot of bit deeper journey into the magic, miracles, mysticism, and Malcolm, Patreon on Patreon. You knew I was going to put it in there somewhere. Patreon.com/drawing-the-circle. Humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, gods, goddesses, affordable, subscribable tiers of subscription there, given lots of benefits, and we're adding Mystic, I think, oh my god, soon, I think in August, another tier on its way, TIER, not TE, Tears of a Clown, TIERS, that's funny, I think, so thank you so much for watching. Try not to leave the magic hanging over your head, to come play Chant on Patreon, because if you didn't know it, I am the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. You can call me Mal. Oh my god, I had so much fun with this. And now I've got a new magical tool from an old magical tool I've had for decades, but, you know, nothing like an upgrade, huh? So thank you so much for watching, everybody, all of you. May your hearts, by north, by east, by south, by west, may your heart's desires manifest, and we cannot lose that which is, I cannot lose that which is mine according to divine design. Hail, I love you. Farewell, and blessed, blessed be.